Hello, my name's Darren Eckers and welcome to this video. In this video what I'm going to show you is how you can modify your WordPress blog using the built-in CSS Editor. And to do this we use the Inspect element by Google. Now I prefer the Google one found under the developer tools. I just find it a lot more easier to use than say the Firefox or the Internet Explorer version. So let me show you how you can do this. So here we've got Google Chrome. So if we go to the top right corner we can see the three bars. Click on there, scroll down to More Tools, and in there you find Developer Tools. So wait for that to open. Now what the Inspect element does, it allows you to focus on any part of a web page and examine the code. Now with WordPress blogs we all know that they're built with using PHP and styled using CSS. So let me show you how this works. So first of all you need to click the highlight tool. So this will let us inspect any element on the web page. So for example, if we say we want to change the the background color, for example. Okay, so we highlight the background, so that's highlighted. Left click, and then down the left here you can see now that it's pulled up all the CSS parts to that particular element. So this is the cool feature I like, because now you can play around and see what it would look like by changing the different elements. So if we want to change the background, we click on background, and I don't know, let's have a light blue background. Okay, so now the background's changed. If we want a red background, a black background, etc. And if we go over to the Inspect element again, and say for example you want to change something to do with the images. Now if we could then put a border around images, and it's the same applies if you have a WordPress blog and you've got it set up in a way that all images are displayed around so inside a border. So Inspect element, find the image, click on the image, come down here, and here we see, so we've got the border here. So the border is set as 0, so we need to change that to 1 to create a border. Okay, so you can see a border now. And then we could say, for example, okay. So then if we refresh that, refresh the page, and it's when it's ready, and then you see it resets it back to how it was. So all the changes you make are temporary. So let's do it again, and I can show you how to change the CSS. So let's keep it nice and easy. So let's say we want to change the title of the blog. Okay, so we click on there, and then we come down, and then somewhere in here we're then going to find the header title. Okay, so we've got it here. So then we've got to look for the title font, and let's have a look. So we've got it here. Okay, so if we uncheck the box we can double check that we are working on the title. There we go, so the title now has gone smaller. So check that back, bring it back to how it was, and then we could change We can change the font, we can change the size. So let's, for this example here, let's change the size. So let's change the size, I don't know, to 200. Okay, so you can see the size now. I mean, it's huge. Okay, so we go to highlighter tool again. Let's go highlighter tool. We click on that, and we scroll down, and we find again. We find the title. So here, where's the font gone? It was there a minute ago. Here we go. So let's just change that back. Let's change that to, for example, I don't know, 50. Okay. So then what we do now is we need to copy the CSS code. Now the CSS code that we need to copy is you need to copy from the, where it says the dot header. So we copy from here, and then we come down to the close tag here, and what we do, we copy that, and then what we need to do, we need to go to the back end of our blog. On my blog it's found, as we can see, wp-admin. So in here you've got two options to now make the change to the CSS. Now the first option is you can go into the editor of the blog, okay, under appearance, and what you can do in the editor, you have to always be careful when you're messing around in the editor part of the blog, only because these are all the templates and the PHP files that are the sort of the structure, the design of your blog. So any changes you make in any of these, it's essential that you make a copy. So it's just simply Control A, right click, copy, and then paste it into Notepad while you're working on it. And then that way, if you do make a mistake, you can then just paste the code back in. Now if we come down to the main CSS, which is here, so if we click on here, wait for that to load up. Okay, now what you can do is scroll to the bottom and paste your code that you copied into the bottom. Okay, you can paste it in there. Now it's actually not the best place to paste the code. What you want to do is you want to be, so we won't save that. So if we go back into the edit CSS, now in every theme somewhere you're going to find the edit CSS, and what the edit CSS is, it's a special, I guess, design sheet where you haven't got to mess about with the all the code in the appearance editor part of the blog. So here, typically, if you haven't put anything in here, this is normally a blank sheet. I've already made some amendments to my blog using this sheet. The main advantage of this sheet is you can mess around with the code in here, and then quite simply, if you're not happy, you can then just delete the code and everything's fine on your site. Because what this does here is whatever you put in here kind of overwrites the the CSS code in the main style sheet. So if we go back here, this show you how this works. So if we do, as we said before, the highlight tool, and let's give the example again of the of the background of the post. So we right click on there, and then we come down to the post. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to change it to, I don't know, dark grey. Okay, so we click out of it over here, then we get the highlight tool, so we go back, we can find it again, and then what we do is then we copy the code, then we come in here and we paste the code in, and then we save the style sheet. Okay, so now if we go back to my blog and refresh the page, because obviously what you're seeing now is a temporary page through the developers tools, and now we should see when it's loaded it should be grey as the permanent colour of the back of the post. And there we go. So if we come out of the developer tool, we can see now that the back of the post is grey. And if we go on to any other page of the blog, we're going to see that the post section is going to be grey. Okay, now to put it back to how it was, I could simply just change the colour background to how it was, the white, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to simply delete what I just did. Delete that. We'll update the style sheet, wait for that to update, go back to the blog, refresh the page, and it should turn back to white. There we go. So we go back into the free Twitter marketing guide page, and there we go. It's back to white. So well, I hope you found this video useful. So what I'd ask you to do now is please subscribe to my channel, head on over to my blog and download my free Twitter guide. I publish regular tips and tricks, so you're welcome again to sign up to the blog, and they will be instantly sent to you by email.